What's up, guys? Good morning. Welcome to 1 Million Cups Springfield. We have an awesome audience here today made up of a ton of different people. Quick shout out. We have about 20 people here from Chile. So we're excited. We're drawing an international crowd here in Springfield. A lot of new faces. How many besides you guys are here for the first time? Very good. Welcome to 1 Million Cups, Springfield. Just to give you an update on what the format is here. We meet here at the Springfield Art Museum every Wednesday morning. We have two entrepreneurs who come and tell their story. They share their vulnerabilities with us, their failures, their successes. They speak for 6 to 8 minutes, and then we open it up to you guys to ask questions, provide feedback, input, and that's really where the magic happens here. That's the value that these presenters get by being here, so please participate early and often. I'm going to flip through these real quick because I tend to forget that these are behind me. So that's the format. 1 Million Cups was started by the Kauffman Foundation out of Kansas City, Missouri. It's now in over 90 cities throughout the world. These are the Springfield 1 Million Cups organizers. If you guys have any questions, input on how to make this better, please contact one of us. We have some sponsors that help make this whole thing possible. Brick and Mortar Coffee, they cater the free coffee every single Wednesday morning. Database, who offers their laptops to us each week to register you guys for our emailing list. Springfield Art Museum, who offers this awesome venue to us each week. And then Spark Events. I don't know if you guys have hopped on our YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel where we record, do post-production, and show all of these presentations on the 1 Million Cups Springfield YouTube channel. Spark Events does a phenomenal job of capturing our audio, doing post-production, and getting a very professional quality video on our YouTube channel each week. So thank you to those guys. All right, connect with us. Before we introduce our presenters today, we have two awesome presenters for you today. I just wanted to share with you real quick an experience that Craig Jameson and I had last week. If you guys were here, you'll notice that Craig and I weren't. We were up in Kansas City. The Kauffman Foundation hosted a 1 Million Cups Organizers Summit. And Craig and I were joined by about 80 other 1 Million Cups organizers across the country, from Alaska to San Diego to Savannah, Georgia. And a very unique group of people. But the purpose of this was for us to go and offer the Kauffman Foundation feedback on tools we think would help us grow this endeavor in our community, and really to knowledge share amongst 1 Million Cups organizers across the country. And I think I speak for Craig when I say that my biggest takeaway coming out of last week was just how lucky we are to have such an awesome community here that really supports the entrepreneurial movement here in Springfield. We are the third largest 1 Million Cups in the country. And actually, I would say that we're rivaling Kansas City for number 2. Any given week, I think we have more people here than we do Kansas City. So that's exciting. But there were a couple of challenges that a lot of communities shared that I just want to bring to light here. Because of you guys, because of everybody who supports this, we're able to overcome those challenges. Number one is getting entrepreneurs who are brave enough to get up here on stage and let us look under the hood of their company, their venture, where they're at, their struggles, and really sharing their vulnerabilities with us and letting us know how we can help them as a community. A lot of communities that have 1 Million Cups, they meet once a month, or they'll meet weekly but have one presenter. We've been here over 2.5 years, and we've had 2 presenters here every single week. So that's, I think, extremely impressive. So I want you guys to stand up if you've presented at 1 Million Cups at any point in time over the last 2.5 years. Let's give these guys a round of applause. Thank you, guys. And if you're an entrepreneur, Tyler Helwig, and you guys and you think you could benefit from this platform, sign up, come up, present. It's not comfortable, but I will tell you one thing we hear after every presentation is that there's a lot of value from presenting here as an entrepreneur. Number 2, a lot of 1 Million Cups organizers were struggling with media outlets supporting them and helping them spread the word. And as I was thinking through this, I mean, you guys probably see 1 Million Cups referenced on a regular basis in Springfield Business Journal, Biz 417, 417 magazine. Colorton and Ozarks Live has interviewed us, and right now we're working with them on a regular, a potential regular partnership there. We've been on Ozarks Public Television. We've had PSA spots on the radio, and I'm sure I'm missing people there. But I just want to thank, if you're here representing a media outlet, thank you guys for helping us spread the word about 1 Million Cups Springfield. We appreciate that. All right, and then really number 3, I think, is the organizing team. We had Sterling Huff, Devin Dillon, Rick Thomas, Chad Carlton had a vision for 1 million cups 2.5 years ago. They went to Kansas City. They secured the license. They brought it here. And they built a just really strong backbone. We were in this room for 3 days with 80 other organizers across the country. And half of them, I'm sitting there going, man, I really wish these guys lived in our community. And the other half, I'm sitting there going, wow, how did they get an organizer role for 1 million cups? And, I think a lot of people are in it for the wrong reason. And I can say with a very high sense of confidence that the current organizing team, the founding organizing team, we're starting to actually shift through the second generation. As you guys know, Deb, stepped out of the organizer role a couple weeks ago. I'll be doing the same here in about a month or two. But we really have some awesome organizers that are not getting paid, dedicating a lot of time each week to make sure this thing happens. And so just wanted to thank you guys, founding organizers, current organizers, for everything you guys do. And with that comes a very strong supporting cast. We call them specialists, spark events with the AV. And Nathan Gregg does all of our social media. Aria, are you in here? Helps us put this production on every single week. Gosh, I know I'm missing somebody, but I just wanted to, again, coming out of last week, just maybe realize how fortunate we are to have what we have here. So we're going to kick this off. But lastly, there are just other organizations and entities in Springfield that have really helped. Missouri State has really been a supporter. Drury and Evangel have as well. Alan Kunkel, Brian Kincaid are here almost every week. Thank you guys for supporting us. The city of Springfield, huge supporter. It was amazing to me how a lot of these organizers expressed frustration that, like the chambers not only didn't help them, but they were trying to get rid of 1 million cups. And I don't know why. But again, it was a theme that we continued to hear. And it just made me feel really grateful to have what we have here. So anyway, enough of the sappy stuff. Get off my soapbox. I'm sorry if I haven't thanked you and you played a big role in this. But let's go and get started. We have a passport presentation here today, meaning that this presenter has presented at another 1 million cups. They've actually traveled to Springfield to share their story about what they're doing. That's Von Holton Ranch. And then we have what is called a refill. So this is a company who's presented before. If you guys haven't been downtown, there is a giant building there that wasn't there a year and a half ago. Aspen Student Community, which is just an amazing story. They presented a long time ago before this building existed, and they're here to give us an update on where they're at now. So we're going to kick it off with Von Holton Ranch. Let's put our hands together. Thanks.
Woo! Allowing me to come here and present. It took me about an hour and 50 minutes to get here, so I'm not too far away. So my name is Brandy Von Holton, and I married into the Von Holton Ranch. I was a Smith before, which was a lot easier than my now German last name that everybody tries to put an A in. So I do want to start with a little bit of name. Because everything that we have, our email, our Facebook, our website, all has our name in it. So a little bit about myself is I did women's professional heavyweight fighting for 22 years, and I've been to 5 countries fighting for United States. My last fight was in 13. So whenever I wore the hat of a fighter, I would tell them that if they put an A in my last name, I would kick their A. Okay? So then the other hat that I wore was that I was a high school biology teacher. For 11 years, I taught at Truman High School in Independence, and I would tell them that if they put an A in my last name, I wouldn't put an A in their report card, okay? On their report card. Then my husband and I are a 10, meaning that he looks like a beam pole, and I look like the number 0 beside him. So we're Von Holton Ranch. There's no A's, and we're a perfect 10. So our ranch, okay, thank you. Our ranch has been in our family since 1906. So my husband's family, his great-grandfather bought it, and he was an immigrant from Germany. Then the grandfather got to buy it. Then my husband's father and his sister had it, and then we're the fourth generation to get to own this. So a lot of people think that we've had this for over 100 years. We just got to buy it in 2013, and we opened it up as a trail riding facility in 2014, and then as of this month, we now have a wedding and event venue that's opening up in 2016. So we've only been open, it'll be 2 years in September as the trail riding facility, and this month as the wedding and event venue. So a lot of people get confused. I'm trying to present in Kansas City, and they think we've been around for 100 years, and I'm like, oh, no, we just got started. All right, so this right here is my husband. This is David. We are a century farm, meaning that it's been in the same family for over 100 years. We're woe and go. So he needed somebody in his life to tell him to go live it. Like whenever I first met him, he had been in four states. That's it. And then I was like, woo, look at what I can do. And so I needed someone in my life to say whoa, and he needed somebody to give him a swift kick in the butt and say go. So his name is David. These are our horses. You're able to rent them for the wedding, which I do think her name is Chalkboard, this black mare right here, because you can ride on her with chalk, which I think that would look wonderful beside a black or a white dress. I don't allow them to get on them because that's just too many people getting on and off of them with big freaking dresses, and I'm like, no, we want to keep you safe. So they get to have them in the background. So this is Chalkboard. We have Cupcake. She's fully grown. I do extreme cowboy racing. Last year I got third at nationals, and they compete men against women. So my husband used to race dirt bikes, and so I named my husband after his dirt bike, so his name is KTM. My fight name was Glamour with the Hammer, because most heavyweight women are hideous. So, and then her name was Obsidian, which is naturally forming black glass. Whenever lava cools too quickly, it forms black glass. So little science teacher going on. We also do have a mule. So mules are sterile, which means they're not able to sexually reproduce. They do have all the functioning parts, just they're sterile. Does anybody know why a mule is sterile? Might not have known that. They're a combination of a horse and a donkey. Well, a horse has 64 chromosomes and a donkey has 62 chromosomes, but whenever you combine egg and sperm, you end up with an animal that has 63. You cannot divide 63 in half for there to be an even number, so they end up with functioning parts that don't really function. So his name is G.I. Jojo. Okay, so we bought the family farm in December of 13. My husband tried to buy it for 20 years. His daddy told him no. Then whenever I had a fight in November of 13, and then he just haphazardly asked his father, hey, can I buy the farm? And his dad said yes. So within 30 days, we had double mortgage payments. And I was like, oh my God. So then we quit the 2 best paying jobs we ever had in our lives. And I couldn't be the wife that did not allow my husband to fulfill his dream of owning a century farm. You can't be that person. You've got to be the one that's like, wow, this is great. Anyways, so by September of 14, we were actually able to open, but it was a soft opening because people don't want to ride horses when it's cold, so we were open for September and October, which was nice for us to figure out some things. And then last year we were gung-ho, and then this year we've got it figured out. But I will tell you, here's some hardships, okay? Y'all want to know? You're like, oh, I want to start my own business. Okay, well, here's what our starting the business looked like, okay? We had to sell our other property, which only had like 7 years left to pay on it, okay? I was 34 at the time, 34 years old, and only having 7 more years of debt with this world is like, that's a beautiful thing. It's not the same thing anymore. But my husband, so we bought this thing in December. By April, he quit the best paying job he ever had, and he moved out there. And then in June, since I was a school teacher, I moved out there in June. Well, our property sold too fast, and we were homeless. And so we had to live in a horse trailer, but it's not one of these fancy rich people horse trailers. It's like a $16,000 horse trailer. It didn't have a bathroom in there. We had to rent a porta potty. Okay, so nothing like having 3 college degrees and going from almost being financially secure for the rest of your life and then having a porta potty in June. You find out what kind of person you are real fast, and if you really do value staying with that first marriage, okay? So the day that I picked 70 ticks off of me and didn't have a shower was okay, I find out what kind of person I am. Okay, However, September of 15, we celebrated 1 year in business. So this right here just saying, oh, there's just these 3 sentences. They bought it, they opened, and 1 year anniversary. But that was the biggest understatement ever, okay? I had to cash out every bit of my retirement that I had set up. We sold our cattle farm. We sold every piece of equipment. We sold our property. And then we borrowed. Okay, that's not an equation for like, ooh, I feel secure. Okay, that is like, oh my gosh, this better work. But anyways, and it is working. As of this year, when you compare January to May of last year to this year, we have improved by 280%. Okay, so it is working. All right, so this right here was our grand opening. There's my husband and I and Cupcake. Okay, so my mission is to become, I want to be a facility that is in the forefront of innovation in the equine industry in our facility standards. I mean, seriously, we buy expensive toilet paper. I want everything, and ask any person, whenever you go to a place and they have expensive toilet paper and it doesn't give you 3 sheets at one time, you're like, woo, they got nice toilet paper, okay? With us living out in the county, we don't have to have anything that's handicap accessible, but I have now figured out, you know what, why don't I use all these college degrees and start writing some grants, and I have written some grants and I got my first one, I got declined on my big one that I wanted to put in a second facility that was completely handicap accessible, but then the board liked me so much, they came and told me how to get money from them next year, and I was like, okay. Because they believe in us, but they're scared because we've only had 1 year of business. Yes?
Mark, we have a lot of questions out here, so.
All right. Here we go. Facility, we have 40 electric sites, 108 stalls. We're heated and air conditioned. We now have 4 cabins. We have 25 miles of trail. We have a 125 by 200 covered arena, and we have a 12-stall boarding barn. All of this has been built since we bought this. Whenever we bought our property, I'm going to speed through this. Every bit of this was built by my husband and I. Okay, I've gained 35 pounds and he's gained 20. You can't tell on him, but I'm dying, okay? So our arena is actually larger than the one at the state fairgrounds. The events that we get to host, the Extreme Cowboy Race has never had more than 65 entries at a state championship. This year we had 95 on day 1, 98 on day 2. Okay. This is me on the cover of a magazine last year for the Great American Trail Horse Festival. This brings us to our wedding and event venue. It is heated and air conditioned, hold over 200 guests. We have private rooms for the bride and groom. We do have 3 wheelchair accessible bathrooms in there, 1 for men, 1 for women, and then 1 private one for the bride. It includes the tables, the chairs, the rehearsal time, all of our decorations, because we have rust. I promise you, with 109 years of a family-owned business, we have rust. And once again, this has been built by my husband. He builds it, I fill it. Okay? So this right here, we also have, whenever I book these weddings, people also buy horse lessons and stuff. We have birthday parties, so I can give lessons. Last year, I got 3rd at Nationals, I got 6th at Worlds, and that's in extreme cowboy racing. I stick out. Usually it's very tall, slender men that I compete against, and then I'm like, woo. And then this right here is me doing a kick. So I also do women's self-defense. Future plans, we want to add a restaurant because when we get them there, we don't want them to have to leave, even though we do support neighboring towns. We want to add a bunkhouse. We do have 4 cabins, but we want to add. There's a couple of organizations that won't book their Worlds or Nationals with us because we don't have a hotel. So we're trying to build something. Difficulties. This is where y'all are going to want to pipe in with things. Women are mean, okay? Women, when they get a little bit older, they get a little bit calmer, but those young ones are kind of awful, okay? I'm just going to put that out there, okay? I've had to deal with some mean ones that just want us to fail, and I'm like, I ain't failing, girl. What are you doing? You need to jump on board. We've had jealous people, and to the point that they do some nasty things to me. very nasty things. And then people that are just negative. Sometimes I have older people that'll call me and be like, well, how are you paying your bills? And I'm like, oh my God, girl, I ain't gonna give you no financial breakdown. What are you doing? Income during winter, which now we do have the covered arena, which is going to help, and the wedding barn is going to help because people will get married during the winter.
Hey, Brandy, we'll leave that slide up behind you
Okay.
so everybody can see that. We're going to open it up to some Q&A and input now, and we're going to try something new this week. We're going to each week have two panelists who are going to be up here up front, and they're going to kick it off with the first two questions. So
I think I pushed the button.
we're going to give that a shot, and we want to introduce the first ever 1 Million Cup Springfield panelists. We have Sterling Huff, who's one of the founding organizers of 1 Million Cups and vice president at Simmons Bank. And then we have Ed Filmer up here, who is a freelance journalist and was a journalist with KY3 for a very long time. You will recognize his voice probably. But we're going to start out with Sterling with the opening question here.
Great presentation.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask you about the fighting thing, but I don't know that we really need to go there. But
You can ask.
that's interesting.
Thank you.
So the wedding event venue piece, that seems to be a really big deal. I'm not really into weddings, et cetera, but over the last 10 years, nieces, nephews, et cetera, getting married and doing this whole thing where it's a huge production. So how are you going to market that piece, and what percentage of your revenue do you want to drive off of that?
Well, okay, wonderful question. I will tell you there's two other event venues, one of them that's close to our county, one that's in our county. They're charging $550 more per day than what we are, or around that, and they are booked for almost all of 17, and they're getting into 18. Okay, so that is huge. Like if we had 40 bookings, I don't know what I'd do. I would be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna start paying off stuff for 2020. But what I'm wanting is each wedding that I book, one day of wedding, is equal to an arena payment. Okay, so if I get 12 weddings in a year, then my arena costs me nothing. Okay, so that's a new expense for us because the arena was opened up on April 8th of this year. So I did some number crunching, and if I can run at 80% of what the other wedding venues are doing and that are local, it will make 1.5 times of what all of our event venue or our event and our camping makes right now. Okay, so, and that's with us being, I went and talked to some wedding planners from Kansas City, and they said that we should be charging $6,000 a day, and I'm just like, whoa, that's a lot of money. I don't know, it doesn't feel right. Ours is $1,400 a day, okay? Because I'm happy with that, and I love our place. I love it, and I want to keep it in the family. And so if that means that I got to let go of a little bit of greed that I can make, I'm happy with $1,400 a day. To get an arena paid off for free with one day, that's amazing. Oh my gosh. And so I realized that, and I don't know. I think I am a little worried about our prices being so low that people won't even come and look at us because they'll think, oh, it's probably not that nice. Okay. So I think I answered your question. Hi.
Nice presentation, a lot of
Thank you,
fun.
sir.
How are you going to stand out in a crowded wedding venue arena?
How am I going to staff it?
How are you going to stand out, differentiate yourself from other like venues that do weddings with or without horses?
Well, most people that are already booking do not have a horse at all. What makes us different is the other wedding venue that's in our county is not heated or air conditioned. We're heated and air conditioned. It actually took we had 7 buildings still remaining when we bought the property, and it took 4 of them to create our wedding barn, okay? It took a barn, a hay shed, a machine shed, and some other random building. I don't know what they used it for. But, so we're actually able to say, I have pictures from like the 1930s of the buildings standing up that we are using the wood from them. So we actually know our lineage. We're heated and air conditioned. And then the fact that we give them all the chairs to be able to use and they don't have to go rent them somewhere else. We have a creek that divides our 300 acres in half, and they're able to come and take their pictures for free. I don't charge them because it's just product knowledge for people to come out. And So us being family-owned, heated and air-conditioned, provide a lot of amenities, and then be able to have an amazing property. Like, I mean, I would want to start my wedding on a place that's built upon family. And I'm able to say that. We're not just some building that somebody bought trying to make money. I mean, we want to make money to keep this farm into the family. So, we are 14 miles southeast of Sedalia, so we're actually closer to y'all than you would get to us before you got to Sedalia. We're in a town that has no cell phone service, so it's called Mora, but it should have been called Your Cell Phone Won't Work. Okay, seriously? Unless you're one of the old school people that's doesn't have data coming in on their phone, which my dad is, and his phone works everywhere out there, so I'm like, oh, there's some value there. But it's in a town called Mora. Mora doesn't even have a post office. We're like a belly button between Sedalia, Colcamp, and Stover.
We've got a question in the back here.
Hi, I'm Vince from PostNet. I loved your presentation, and I got to say, I feel like you're the triple threat. You're smart, you're funny, and you're strong. And that's one of the greatest things I think about your business. And
Thank you.
yeah, you're one of their greatest assets. I got to ask, have you guys considered hosting anything like equestrian bridges or any of the equine therapy groups that are non-for-profit that are into that sort of stuff but may not necessarily have a venue or a place to work in this area?
We have over 70 events out at our place. I will tell you that there's a lady that owns a boarding facility 11 miles from us, and she specializes in therapy. So I'm going to not step on her toes, even though it would be easy for me to step upon her toes with our facility, but I'm being respectful of a business that was already in place. So that was really hard to do because she wasn't very nice to me, okay? But I'm trying to be the bigger person because a lot of people hate me at first and then they come on board, you know, because I'm like, we have a boarding facility, but as soon as I'm full, I'm going to share the wealth. I'm going to share the equine world, because after I'm tapped out, and I need to send people other places, and it's good to have a nice relationship. Like the wedding venues, I mean, once you're full for that date, I want to have a working relationship, be like, hey, we're full, because then I saved the day, and they're like, that girl was so nice. And then whenever their friends or their daughters or whoever gets married, they'll be like, go try her. She was so nice and helped us out. I don't know. I don't like all that cutthroat stuff. And I mean, I'm not used to having to suck it up and be like, oh, you were so evil to me. Oh my gosh. I'm used to like, oh yeah, game on, girlfriend, run that mouth. So, anyway.
LaDonna.
Brandy, right here. Right here. How are you marketing this besides presenting at 1 million cups around the area? Are you advertising? How are you increasing awareness so that people know that you're there?
Well, we announced that we were going to start this, and we did that on Valentine's Day. I will tell you that it's been a lot of foot action. It's been a lot of social media. I've been trying to get my website updated. But a lot of it is, I mean, we have over 4,200 followers for our ranch, and it's just me, but that's a lot of people that I'm like, please help me promote this, and I tell them, the more money this wedding barn makes, the faster I can get my arena finished, and the faster I can get this restaurant put in. So if you want me to help you, you help me. So, and they want to help us. Yes, Columbia told me that last week, and I was like, whoa, I should have thought about that, but I didn't. But yes, because I know right now we can book people for this year and for next year, and like that's going to be a wonderful thing for them, because a lot of these places are already booked up. If they can save the day, you know, then everybody's happy.
Well, thank you. You know, obviously the whole point of this community is to help you, help us, help you, help me to help you. We ask the question every time, what can we as a community do to help you? So if you have one thing you want to ask from this community, like what would you like to get out of today? Let's have it.
Well, the thing that I keep on getting told to me is that I'm going to have to let go of some control. Okay, so because I do everything, I do everything, and I'm struggling. And so, I don't know, I'm having difficulty with like, well, what can I let go of? Because I feel like, boy, if my husband was up here doing this presentation, it would be like, okay, you know, he wouldn't be able to do that. So like, I feel like I have to be the one here, and I want everything done right. You know, we're trying to get a newsletter started. So for the people that have let go of some of that control, where do you start? Where do you start? Oh, just when y'all tell me stuff. Okay. Okay.
Let's give Brandy a hand.
There was no answer. Does anybody have any suggestions?
Does anybody quickly have any suggestions? We'll talk to you afterwards.
Okay.
Now, Brandy, thank you so much. If this thing doesn't work out, stand-up comedy's gonna work out. I had scheduled Brandy, talked to her on the phone, knew she was gonna be a blast to have here. She had already come recommended from another one of the 1 million cups. But I walked in here, I come from a meeting, and so I come in just a few minutes before, and she's like, how'd you know I was with the ranch? I'm intuitive like that. Upcoming events and announcements. Some of these are updated. We'll weigh through some of these as we need to. Big Brothers Big Sisters Bowl for Kids' Sake in July. You can register bigbro.com/bowl. Some of these aren't updated. Has this event already come by? Okay, so you're going to help me with a few of these. We had some technical issues, so some of these are not completely updated. NK with Refine M. I'm going to try to move slow. There's a lot of text here, but Project Management Professional Exam Prep. Can't think of anything more exciting, but if that's your world, August 1st through the 4th, 8:30 to 4:30, you can register there. Project Management Fundamentals, Friday, August 19th. Connect with NK. Most often he's in the audience. I did not see him here today. Are you here or anybody else from Refine M here today? Okay. You can find them. Just Google their name if you didn't have a chance to grab this. We try to go slow enough through these that maybe you can snap a picture of them, but if not, reach out to us afterwards and we'll make sure that you get connected. Always love our partnership with the E-Factory, with Missouri State, with Missouri Small Business and Technology Development Centers. Accounting Basics for Small Business, August 18th. QuickBooks for your business, August 25th. You can register at the website below. Scholarship Prep, launching a brand new online course to guide parents and students through the college planning process. How many of you have kids going to college in the next few years? Scholarship, big deal. Nobody told me I should get ready for scholarships until I went to college. And college loans teach you that lesson. So they are going to be the group, Shanda, that's here in our audience, Shanda Jordan, most often, or Jordan Shanda. This is a way that your kids can get prepared for scholarships as they come. It's an online course. It's only $97. You don't want to miss it. You see a couple of other courses as well. You can register, look them up, Scholar Prep. We have Vacation Rental Technology. They presented just a few weeks ago. Great idea, great business, August 4th at 6 p.m. How Airbnb made me free. You don't want to miss it. That is coming up very soon. Post Express on Republic Road. If any of you have a community announcement, our goal is to grow the entrepreneurial community. So we bring together all of you as entrepreneurs, business leaders, community leaders, students, and we want to be able to share what you're doing with the rest of the community. To do that, you can send an announcement with your logo, contact info, and the details to springfieldmo@1millioncups.com. We have a blog that Nathan Gregg does a tremendous job maintaining, the refill station. You can find it on Medium. Follow 1 Million Cups, all social media. Join the conversation. You see Twitter fall over on the left side. If you have an announcement, throw it up there. Just hashtag 1 Million Cups Springfield, 1MCSGF. And we'd love for you to join the conversation. We would love for you to respond to the presenter. There were so many things that you shared today that we could have tweeted out quotes of the day. And so funny. All right, want to present? You know someone who should? We have so many great presenters scheduled over the next few months. But if you have a business, you have a concept for a business, you want to vet it in front of an audience that's a safe place. They'll say, hey, this is not sound, or hey, that's a great idea, or have you thought of this? This is the place to present it. All you have to do is prepare a 6 to 8 minute presentation, have it on some kind of slide share. We'll follow it up with 20 minutes question and answers. It's not as scary or as intimidating as you think. We do a dry run prior. So if you have a business, someone you know has a business that has not presented in our venue, we want them to. And not everybody's a fit, but we look most often for businesses that are within their first 5 years, or if they're older, they've done something innovative, dynamic, or they have shifted their business, pivoted in some way. Have them apply, 1millioncups.com, Springfield. This is a refill. And if any of you remember Erica presenting last time, she could stand up with absolutely no prep and just get up here and nail it. And pretty much from what we see you building here in Springfield, you guys are on point with about everything that you're doing. Can't wait for you to share the update with what you're doing with Aspen Springfield. And so let's welcome Erica and the team.
Okay. Thank you so much for having us back. We were so excited to hear from Craig a couple days ago that we needed to come back and share because so many exciting things are happening in your community and around you. And I want to bring that to you because I am an advocate for change and forward motion and excellence. And because of people sitting in this room, I am able to bring to you Aspen Springfield that is the epitome of all of those things combined. So I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys a virtual look into what is being built on 1028 East St. Louis Street. Oh, there we go. So this is what will be. If you've already driven by, you will see it across the street from the, I guess we'll have a little technical difficulties, but it's directly across the street from Hammons Field. So how many of you have seen the building being built there? It's awesome. It is going to be a pivotal moment in Springfield history that will forever stand. I believe that. So as you walk through the double doors here, you're entering our clubhouse. We have a boardroom. We have offices. We have areas for students to come in and fill out maintenance requests and all of those things. And then through this is the beautiful thing that we call our 24-hour fitness center. We have tanning. We have an awesome clubhouse center for our students. We have a study room with games. It will have a pool table. And then one thing that we love is that we have a print lab with PCs and Macs that are free for all of our residents. They can come in. They have free printing. They can use that whenever they want. There'll be a 70-inch TV mounted in there so they can game out or Netflix out, whatever it is that they want to do. And then this is our gym again. We have free weights and machines, and we are so excited. We'll have Zumba once a week, so that'll be great. We have a fire pit, an outdoor pool. It's kind of like living in luxury with a hot tub and fire grills and all the things I didn't have when I was a college student living in a box, right? So it's definitely students get an upgraded life, and we are so excited to be able to bring that to them. So we're going to keep going through our presentation here. That's okay. So I'm going to answer Brandy's question. How do you give up ownership of what you do? It's to surround yourself with incredible people. And I really believe that we have one of the best teams in the whole city because we have found the best of the best. And for those of you who have met me before, it's probably our secret sauce, if you will. We have marketing associates, if you guys want to come on up. So we're bringing the best in student living to Springfield, Missouri. We're more than an apartment. We are an experience, an encounter. We are something that students are not only going to lay their head at night, but they are going to love coming home to that community and that environment. So we have a maintenance supervisor from North Carolina. We just hired. His name is Michael Irby. He's not with us. But we will be hiring a maintenance technician. So we'll talk more about what 1 Million Cups can do for us. But if you know anybody who is a maintenance tech or who needs a job, Aspen Heights is an incredible place to work. So please contact us. Get in touch with our office. We love employing Springfield residents. So let us know for sure. And then this is our team. So if you guys want to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Grace. I met some of y'all earlier today. I'm the leasing and marketing manager here from Springfield, born and raised. I'm just excited for you guys to learn more about Aspen and what we've been doing.
I am Andrea. I am a marketing associate at Aspen. I am a senior nursing major at SBU.
Hi, I'm Amber. I'll be doing a lot of work with the residents at Aspen. I'm from Dallas, Texas. Just recently here new to Springfield, so I'm excited to be here with 1 Million Cups and meeting all of you guys today.
Hi guys, I'm Taylor. I'm a senior public relations student at Missouri State. I'm from Houston, Texas, and I'm also a marketing associate here at Aspen.
Bryce.
Hi guys, I'm also a marketing associate here at Aspen Springfield. My name is Bryce Griffin. I'm from about 2 hours north of Kansas City, that's Chillicothe, Missouri, and I'm a marketing major with an emphasis in advertising and promotion at Missouri State University.
And my secret sauce for you, Brandy, is hiring an assistant general manager. And this is Todd, but he's definitely been the key to our success. It was very hard to be a one-woman show. As some of you saw last time, it was just me and my team. And now we do have an assistant general manager.
Hello, my name is Todd. I'm new to Springfield. I've been here for 3 months. When I moved here, it was literally the second time I had been to the Midwest. I'm from New Orleans. Not only do I get to work with these excellent people and provide Springfield with awesome student housing, I get to be the ambassador for our nonprofit portion of Aspen Heights Partners, which is called Aspen Heights Awake. Not only do we do local events and charities, but we do global awareness. We work with Africa and provide children with the resources they need to go to school, not only on like an elementary level, but all the way up to college. So I get to implement this awesome organization to Springfield and hopefully get you guys involved with the community and also sponsorships. So far we've worked with Relay for Life. We were a silver dollar sponsor with them. And last year the team and also some of our future residents got together and made 100 homemade scarves that we donated to the kitchen. So this year, I would like all of you to email me any volunteer opportunities you may have. We have 7 great-looking employees that are willing to work. So email me any volunteer opportunities or sponsorships that you want us to take part in.
Okay, great. So Aspen Heights Awake is one of the parts of who we are. We're way more than a building, but I know a lot of you came and want to hear what it is that's going on in the old bread factory that was Springfield, Missouri. So we started from the bottom. I think some of you saw that we are the first and only student housing in Springfield, Missouri to have a parking garage structure on our gated property, so we are very proud of that. This is just some progress pictures for you guys. You can imagine how much ownership I take over my little baby growing all the way up. And to see that we are literally 3 weeks away from moving in and having residents is absolutely incredible. But here we are today. We have a poured parking lot, which was pretty cool and incredible, and now we're here. So the best thing I can tell you is to never give up. It gets really, really, really hard, and I can say that when I visited you guys last time, I was like, oh yeah, it's easy, it's a piece of cake. But you are leasing something, you are selling something that doesn't exist. You're selling somebody an idea. You're selling them a vision. You're selling them an opportunity, if you will, and that's probably, for those people in the room that are salespeople, it's probably the hardest thing to do. And so that's where our struggle has definitely been. So a little bit about Aspen. We leased before we opened so that we could open more with occupants. So we're 60% pre-leased at this moment. That gives us 4 weeks, shy of 4 weeks, to get 40% more. For those of you who don't know, we're housing 564 students or residents, if you will, and our pricing is by the bed. It's a different concept for Springfield. There's only 2 or 3 other companies in the city that price their units by the bed, but it allows students the freedom to lease an apartment and not have the weight on their shoulders of being financially obligated for an entire apartment, which is great because, you know, sometimes students come for a semester, leave for next semester, that kind of thing. So we're 60% pre-leased. We have that 342 parking garage structure on our site. We have 141 surface parking spots. We do, for those of you who want to know about conventional, we do have 166 front doors. So that would be how many units are in the building. And our move-in weekend is August 13th, so we're going to make it. I will say partnering with 1 Million Cups has been so influential in the life of Aspen Springfield. We have partnered with some incredible vendors that are in the room today. Bug Zero, All-in-One Cleaning, Alliance Maintenance, Wide Open Network, ADT, Republic Trash Services, Cracker Jack Shack, Brick and Mortar Coffee. So many of you guys here have helped make our imprint on this city, and I want to say thank you. From the bottom of my heart, as a Springfield native, as a resident here, we couldn't have done it without the businesses and communities that are here in this room today. And I think partnering together is the strongest way to build a successful business for sure.
We have about 15 minutes left here and want to make sure the audience can ask questions and provide feedback. So 30 seconds,
Cool.
and then we'll pass it.
The success for Aspen is definitely in our marketing. We focus on referrals. Our total number of social media, in less than a year, we have over 6,000 people on our social media. We've passed out over 4,000 pieces of collateral, which is like t-shirts, those kind of things. And we have a solid team of community-minded individuals. I'm going to play this video so you can understand the impact that Aspen is having on Missouri State. I guess it didn't quite work. But it's Sigma Kappa, and they said Sigma Kappa loves Aspen. It's a sorority on Missouri State's campus. And that's just to show you that's 290 girls that have caught the vision of Aspen Springfield. We've partnered with different events. But how can you guys help us? We are looking to hire a courtesy officer. It would be a police Springfield officer that would get a 4-bedroom, 4-bath completely free in exchange for some courtesy officer duties. So if you know anybody like that, obviously we need to go 40% more. So we need your help to help spread the word to, obviously now we have a building, so it's a little bit easier, but we need to get 40% more leases. And then our welcome weekend, you have to think we're moving in, at this moment in time, we're moving in 370 students on August 13th. That could help expand your reach. So if you have anything that you want us to put in a welcome packet or anything like that, we would love to do, and then just help us spread the word.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we're going to pass it over to our panel. We'll start this one off with Ed.
Nice presentation. Been following you for quite a while and watching the building go up.
Great.
It is a crowded field of student housing, and you seem to be setting yourself apart with all the amenities. But how do you convince people that you could move into Springfield with all the student housing going up all around the campus?
Yeah, that's an incredible question. But I honestly don't think we're very crowded. With 27,000 enrolled in Missouri State this year, total in beds before Aspen came to Springfield, you only had 1,000 beds in the whole city. So we're adding 564 beds to only 1,000 student housing properties. So there is definitely conventional housing, but as far as that by the bed, fully furnished, those things that come when you do a student housing option, I think that we're helping fill a need for sure. But what definitely sets Aspen apart is just our community. I mean, I could sell you guys on a pool and a tanning bed and a fitness center all day, but when you get to come home and enjoy where you live and have Zumba and have the culinary class from Missouri State come and cook a culinary class every Thursday, what apartment complex do you know that really puts such an emphasis on resident experience? I would say that's where we're going to win in the market.
Erica, great presentation. Thanks for coming back. Related to Ed's question, obviously there's apartment complexes all over Springfield, and I presume part of the marketing plan was to pull people from the outside perimeter, 5 miles, 10 miles from the campus to get them more downtown. Could you talk a little bit more about the marketing research that you did to justify that investment?
Yes, absolutely. So our Aspen Heights came 2 years prior to the day we broke ground, and that's when they started to see how many students were here, how many were living locally that were not living on campus, because Missouri State is crowded, their dorms are crowded, and so they were open to us coming. But definitely, if you go out past, I would say 7 miles past the school, Missouri State Drury or Evangel or OTC, you're going to get conventional pricing, which would probably be like $800 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. What was our win there was that by-the-bed pricing, that leasing structure, so that a student could lease their own bedroom, be only financially responsible for their walk-in closet, their bathroom, their bedroom, their securely furnished area, and then they're sharing that common space. Because time and time again, we were hearing students complaining of kind of getting the short end of the stick, maybe in past experiences with roommates. So I would say that was how we were able to pull from conventional housing, as well as our price. I mean, if you look at our price point at $584 per bed, that's all their prices. That's utilities, that's trash, that's cable, that's fiber optic Wi-Fi, that's everything. And I don't know anybody in this room like myself, I don't pay $584 where I live at all for all my bills. So I think that as well was helping some of those traditional students living in those more conventional housing to come over. Any other questions?
Yes. Hi, my name is RD. I'm with Mighty Sharp, a creative marketing firm here in Springfield. And I feel just a little bit of special ownership of this because while you were getting started, I was working on the 4th floor at BKD, and we watched all of the demolition, and we watched the first part of construction right out. I mean, my cubicle was right by the window, so it was fun. So it's neat to see this topping out My question is about the future, though, because obviously a building like this, you want it to last for many decades. And when it's designed and it's built, I'm curious whether adaptability is a concern there, of whether you expect that student-specific demand to continue for decades and decades and decades, or whether there are alternate plans to adapt to a changing market.
Yeah, that's an incredible question. Aspen Heights itself is kind of a newer company. We were founded in 2006, and I think our ability to flex and flow with market trends is what would be our adaptability. So is that adding a different amenity? Is that upgrading our fiber optic? Like now we're doing all fiber Wi-Fi. So that in and of itself is a step forward in opposed, as a step towards the future. So I would definitely say that we want to be a pillar of this community for years and years to come, and our adaptability will come with those yearly upgrades of just making sure that we're offering the best of the best of the best that is in Springfield.
Hi. Okay, whenever I watch your present, man, that would have been a lot cooler to live in than what I lived in going to college. Yeah. The only thing that, something that stood out to me was man, that would be really cool if you had a minute clinic come in, maybe once every 2 weeks because I remember medical care was hard to make time for.
Yeah.
And then, is there anything in Springfield where you're able to get groceries delivered?
Well, I'm so excited that you asked that question because where it's located is incredible. So it's a block up from Price Cutter. It's by the Steak and Shake, the Chipotle, the McDonald's, and the Walgreens. And all of us have come together to partner together. So those students are getting a discount to shop at Price Cutter. Literally, they walk to. It's so close to the gas station and to the grocery store. So we've been able to utilize, instead of bringing it to them, allowing some of these other businesses to grow from our 584 residents by promoting them within our inner circle of residents.
That's great. I know last time you had mentioned getting the bear line. I'm over here. Sorry. Hi. The bear line to service the apartments. Is that still a go? And the second part of that question, can you have them come all the way down to brick and mortar as well? That'd be great.
Yeah. Actually, to talk about struggles, to be completely transparent and vulnerable, we did not get the bear line. Some of the students, they gave it to the SGA to vote on behalf of the school. And it was very interesting to hear that students did not want a bear line down there by Hammond's Field. To the life of me, I can't imagine why, but we're going to have a great first year, and we're going to show them that not only do they get to come to Aspen, and there's 584 of their fellow students living with us, but all the things that are right there in that area, and I believe it will start to build up, and then they'll want to come back. But the students themselves were the hesitation there, so no, we didn't get the bear line.
Me? Okay, me. Hi, I'm Jessie Stone. I'm the vendor liaison at Farmers Market of the Ozarks. So I have a question and something I think might be really awesome for your project.
Great.
So my question just really quickly is I'm wondering how restrictive the student status is, what the age range is, because there are so many non-traditional students, and then just hypothetically if you re-enrolled in school to live here and had a 4-year-old, I'm just curious. So So that's one question. But secondarily, what you were saying about the food delivery, at Farmers Market of the Ozarks, we have a new program that's going really great for big businesses all over town that we offer to anyone that has a lot of people buying in one spot. We have a personal shopper program, and we have 2 sheets of different kind of bundles you can get, veggie bundles at different price range, and meat bundles, and even artisan bundles. And then we do the personal shopping for you every Wednesday morning and deliver those packages to your place. So
wow,
that might be
awesome.
Something that's a really cool value-added local blah-de-blah, and clearly people will have lots of money left over with your low prices. Right. So you might get with FMO and talk about that.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely talk after. I think that's a great thing to offer to our residents. And just to answer the question blanketly, it is not specific to students. They call it student housing because of that pricing structure, because not a lot of people would want to pay for a bedroom when they're used to getting a whole unit, but we are fair housing. Anyone is welcome to live with us. We have tons of non-traditional students right now living with us, so we don't discriminate by age, race, color, any of that. Everybody is welcome. We're abiding by the same fair housing laws as every other housing. It's just targeted towards students because of that pricing structure. But I wouldn't say that just like young professionals or mothers with a 4-year-old who want to just pay $584, it is extremely appealing. So as long as you're cool to share a kitchen and a living room with another bedroom, you should be cool to go. Well, girl, come on over. Come get a lease. Help us get to 100%. I'll sign you up.
Erica, great presentation. I'd like to ask you, what can we as a community do for you?
Great. Like I said, partnering with you guys has been probably the key to success here, so continue to partner with us. That courtesy officer, that maintenance tech, we are filling those vendor spots like I mentioned, so most of our vendors now are filled, but every 6 months we'll look at them again. So if you have a business or a company that does anything from landscape to heating, air, cooling, anything that you do that I can't do, that because you guys are the experts in that field, every 6 months we look at our vendors, look at our bids, make sure that we're making the right decision. And like I said, we've partnered already with, I think 9 was on that list of you sitting in here. So we're open, we're welcome, we love you. That's what we can do together. And just help us spread the word. If you know anybody needing a cheap apartment, and now they can physically see it, help us sell this awesome thing coming to Springfield.
Thank you, Erica.
Thank you.
We've had some great presenters this morning, and we're very happy to have them here, and we're very happy to have all of you here. Thank you so much for coming, especially our students from Chile. Let's give everyone a hand this morning. Okay. We have a giveaway this morning for a 1 Million Cups mug, and the winner is Alan Kunkel. Alan, are you here? Are you still here? Okay. Thank you very much, and we are very grateful to have everyone here. Come back next week, and we look forward to seeing more entrepreneurs every week. Thank you for coming.
Good morning. We are here with Brandy Von Holton, and she is very particular about it's Von Holton, not Van Holton.
Correct.
Or you'll kick their A, right? Okay. Well, we take that very seriously, and she takes very seriously her business. She's got a great thing going on with this wedding venue, this ranch style. It is a beautiful place. You haven't checked it out. Check out their website. You'll find the links below. Brandy, what is the most challenging thing you've encountered in your time starting a business?
Well, whenever our old house sold before we got our new house built, so we were actually uprooted. So that was the first thing. And then financing. Whenever we first started, we put everything we had into it, and then we had to loan in addition to that. So just the going from a constant income to a variable income, and now the only thing that is constant are the bills.
No doubt. I can sympathize with that as a business owner. Like things are in business, I always think about it just a three-legged stool of good products, kind of good marketing distribution, good awareness, and then good finances. You know, it's all got to be there for it to be good. So in that, we always want to ask and conclude with a question of how can we as a community help you?
Well, product knowledge would be great if people could look us up on Facebook at vonholtonranch.com. And then, you know what? If you have an idea of ways that we could get better, I do listen. And then on the way here, I had a lady call me about bumper stickers, and I forgot about bumper stickers. I've had an 8-year-old one time say, well, hey, at your grand opening, are you going to cut a ribbon? And I was like, oh, I forgot about the ribbon. So
you need a ribbon.
I need a ribbon for grand openings most of. So anything that you could think of, because right now it's just me, and I'm only one person, and each person, draws upon their own experiences and what they have seen. So.
Well, Brandy, thank you so much for being here with us today. Look forward to seeing you again. Erica, thank you so much for presenting today. I love seeing you out there because you have such a great energy and presence on the stage, and you always bring your whole team with you, which is wonderful. Hopefully everyone saw that with what team of 6 you brought with you today? Yes. That's great. So you've definitely excelled in team building. So what do you think has been the greatest challenge of building that good team, and what's your greatest success of that?
Yeah, I think the team is what makes Aspen who we are, and so definitely the greatest challenge was that we had so many people interested, and you connect with each person you interview, and I wanted to make sure that we were building the correct team for this demographic and what we were trying to do. I needed more than just a marketing major. I needed somebody who was willing to put their heart and soul into it just like I was, and so the biggest challenge was just how many people we had interested in making sure that we selected the correct ones.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Malcolm Gladwell's book, tipping point, and I feel like you really excel at having great connectors in your team, people that are really involved in the student community and can really put people in touch with the right people to make you the success that you are. So, of course, we always want to conclude with the question of what can we as a community do for you, and I think you answered that on stage, but if there's anything else that you'd like to share or ask from us, we'd love to help.
I think as a community, now that we are actually physically there, to get to partner more permanently, you know what I mean? Like partnering with getting residents or getting vendors or whatever, because our building now exists. Yeah. And the last time I was here, we didn't have a building. And so it's really exciting that we have a place for people to eat, sleep, and stay. And so anything that we can do to have that permanent partnership would definitely be my answer to that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.